What is the first key to breaking the barrier standing between you and the mastery of the Buddha's path? Let's begin with brass tacks. What is mastery? Mastery is simply getting so good at a task, whatever the task may be, that we are able to practice it spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. Consider this. Abraham Maslow taught there were four stages of mastery. The first was ignorance of ignorance. I mentioned, hey, what do you think about Hatha Yoga meditation? And you say, what's that? Okay. The second level is conscious ignorance. You're aware that you don't know something and you'd like to do something about it. The third level is conscious competence, where you learn a method and you're able to practice it, but it takes a lot of bandwidth. The fourth level is unconscious competence. We're able to practice something spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. Now, there's a myth that it takes the length of the birth and death of three universes. That's hogwash. So what is the next barrier? Preconceptions. You cannot think your way to the mastery of the Buddha's teachings. You cannot believe your way to the mastery of the Buddha's teachings, but you can feel your way there. How? How do we do that? Using the oldest part of your brain, the autonomic nervous system. So let's review how that works quickly. The key to mindfulness takes place during our inhalation, where we involuntarily access our sympathetic nervous system ensconced within the thoracic region of our spinal cord, which is wired not for active concentration, but instead to help us to merely perceive, and to do so vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. There's more. Every time, the second half is meditation. Every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we access the parasympathetic nervous system ensconced within both the lumbar region of our spinal cord as well as the tippy top of the cervical region. This has evolved for both physical relaxation as well as mental release, which is the key to enlightenment, whether you're practicing the 12-syllable exercise or simply the 3-syllable exercise. Using this, it doesn't need to take 3 eternities. According to the Buddha, according to the penultimate passage of the Satipatthana Sutta, it can be accomplished in less than 7 years, or 7 quarters, or 7 months, or 7 fortnights, or 7 weeks, or even 7 days. Let that sink in. If someone is putting roadblocks in front of you and saying you're not worthy of the teachings until you jump through these hoops like a tiger at the circus, they're not helping you. But Buddha said this can be done in a week. And if they don't know how to teach you how to do that, then find someone who can. To tie this up in a nice red bow, I'd like to show you how this is explained in the 5th verse of the source text of Dzogchen. Sadly, it's been squirreled away by people who want to make things tougher for you. This text was composed by Prahe Vajra. It's titled The Total Space of Vajrasattva. So the wisdom of greatness is difficult to find. It is realized through prajna and method. Though it could be said to depend on something else, real bliss originates from oneself. So if someone says you need their teacher's blessings to become Buddha, no, this originates from oneself. Someone says you need the blessings of a real or imagined celestial entity, no, this originates from oneself. How can this be difficult? It's difficult when we don't use the method the Buddha pointed out to us. Now, I'm going to take a moment to tell you something that's patently obvious. You and I are living in the Silicon Age, but this was composed, these teachings were composed during the Bronze Age. That's right, before there were smartphones, before there were magnetic resonance imaging machines. Hence, instead of saying fancy words like sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, anterior cingulate gyrus, they, instead of saying that, they had to rely on words, mystical sounding words like Buddha nature, which is short for tap into the Buddha nature you already have, as opposed to the Devadatta nature. Our Devadatta nature is being a fearful, aggressive, controlling fool, also known as patriarchy. Our Buddha nature is to be flexible, loving, laid back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind. The key to that, the backbone of that, is by accessing the visceral vulnerability during our inhalation, physically relax and mentally release during our exhalation. The key to enlightenment is within you. All I'm doing is handing you the match that's already in your hands and saying, here, use this. Before we start our formal practice, let's take about 40 seconds for housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso, oopsie, wrong button, of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent more than 8 hours a day studying, practicing, and then reverse engineering the teachings, techniques, and practices of each sect of Buddhism so that you would not have to. I play the Yoda to your Luke Skywalker so that you can quickly and easily become the person that your dog already thinks you are. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. Wow, it looks like I made a boo-boo. Let me see if I can't fix that big bad boy. Let's see, I'm going to hit sadhana, going to hit Lingpa's Tersam Ngondro, and that should set things right. Okay, welcome to Dujum Lingpa's Concise Ngondro, translated under the guidance of Chagdud Tulku, adapted and amplified by this bloke here. We're going to, so, any Lama, any Dzogchen Lama should tell you that the path to enlightenment is all about Mahayoga, Anu Yoga, and Ati Yoga, all three of which are included in this text. This is one-stop shopping for rapid enlightenment. We're going to begin with Anu Yoga, calling the Lama from afar, known in Tibetan as Lama Kyeno, together. Almajo Lama, please come to this crown. Oh, infallible, constant protector who knows all Dharma things. So this is designed not to exercise our superstition, but to draw our energy to the tippy top of our skull. Almajo Lama, please come to this crown. Oh, infallible, constant protector who knows all Dharma things. Almajo Lama, please come to this crown. No infallible, constant protector who knows all Dharma things. Now we come to Ati Yoga, silent meditation. We're going to begin with something really, really easy. Clunky, but easy. As we breathe in, we're going to silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. As we exhale, we're going to silently and mentally recite, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature, because it just feels that way when you relax in harmony with your exhalation. Life can be messy, things can happen, things can move quickly. We need to practice we need to reduce or coalesce the entirety of the Buddhist path to little short blurbs that we can access in the big, ugly mess that life can be. Personally, I have a host of disabilities, three of which could be described as, well, deeply exacerbated neurodivergence, exacerbated because of other disabilities. And so I am going into a medical appointment next week that I'm physically not up to going to, just because of other disabilities, including myalgic encephalomyelitis. Why am I telling you this? It would be really easy for me to be a shithead, to have a meltdown, and that won't help me. And men who can't control their meltdowns wind up in prison. So I practice with the enthusiasm that when I'm exhausted, when I can so exhausted I can't even think straight, what tools would I have at my disposal so I can still behave like the person your dog already thinks I am? That's why I have a trenchant practice, because life happens and we need tools we can cling to when life is ridiculously difficult, or to put it the way Shakespeare did, when we are enduring the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. So this is the first of four, I guess first of 6 sutric techniques. We're going to remember the preciousness of our human life to nurture the seeds of gratitude together. It is extremely difficult to find such freedom and opportunities as we have. Look around, watch the evening news. It's easy to find people who have it 10 times worse than you. No matter how bad it is, we've lucked out. This is not something to believe. Believe will fail us when we're stressed out, but this is a possibility to play with. It is extremely difficult to find such freedom and opportunities as we have. It is extremely difficult to find such freedom and opportunities as we have. Again, let's relax into the nature of mind. Instead of using the 12-syllable exercise, we're going to use the 3-syllable exercise as we breathe in, noticing this, as we exhale, relaxing. Some people will tell you that fear is false evidence appearing real, and they're expecting you to believe your way out of fear. That's stupid. The only way out of fear is through it. To perceive it, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly as we breathe in, and to physically relax and mentally release as best we can during our exhalation, for that is what we have evolved to do. That is our only way to deal but the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Our second sutra contemplation pertaining to impermanence, which is the key to the wisdom of letting go, the first fold of the Eightfold Path. Being impermanent, everyone who is born will die. In fact, I should put that over here. Let's do some math. 8, 7, 6. Best to fix that. Being impermanent, everyone who was born will die. Being impermanent, everyone who was born will die. Being impermanent, everyone who was born will die. Fear is great. It allows us to rehearse a scenario before it happens, so that if it happens or something like it happens, it does not take us by surprise, and we're able to apply the fundamental technique, this fundamental technique, to cope. And now we come at last to the one-syllable core practice of Ati Yoga. As we breathe in, we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this, and as we exhale, we silently and mentally recite the monosyllabic verb ease, which is a synonym for relax. We're going to perform the Sutra recitation of interdependence, the key to loving kindness, which is the second fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Together, the results of our virtue with and harmful actions are inevitable. It's simple. We got two hands. We can use them to hit, or we can use them to hug. Choose wisely. The results of our virtuous and harmful actions are inevitable. People stuck in patriarchy will use this to try to frighten you. People working from matriarchy will use this to inspire you to just be loving. That you always have the choice, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of your impulses, you can always choose kindness. The results of our virtuous and harmful actions are inevitable. I'll be right back. And we're back. Testing. Excellent. Okay. Our third sutric contemplation. Is it third or fourth? One, two. Uh, Anyway, this sutric contemplation is we contemplate stress, for it is a key to compassion, for relating our stress to other people's stress strengthens our compassion, the second fold of the eightfold path. Together. The three realms we experience as cyclic samsara are like a notion of suffering. The three realms we experience as samsara cyclic experience are like a notion of suffering. The three realms we experience as samsara cyclic experience or like an ocean of suffering. And now let us rest the mind. There are times when we will have strong experiences. Our job is not to repress that. Our job is to harness that momentum. If we, for instance, when we experience strong physical sensations, we can use the label form. When we experience strong emotional sensations, we can use the label feel. When we experience strong memories, we can use the label then. And when we experience strong imaginings, we can use the label dream. These are electives. They're not mandatory. If you feel strong or good with this ease, then you stick with that. You do you. All right, we're going to play with supplication, the key to enthusiasm, the sixth fold of the eightfold path. Remembering this, may my mind turn toward Dharma. In keeping with the theme of enthusiasm, we're going to perform sutras, taking of refuge, right enthusiasm, sixfold of taking of refuge together. Whoops, it looks like there's a challenge with the display. Let's deal with that real quick. From now until I reach a very heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama, whom embodies the three jewels. From now until I reach a very heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama, who embodies the three jewels. From now until I reach the very heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama, who embodies the three jewels. Let us rest the mind. Let us now contemplate Sutra's right intention. Sutra's right intentions, the second fold of generating bodhicitta. From now until samsara is emptied, may I bring about benefit and happiness for all beings as if they have been my mothers. From now until samsara is emptied, may I bring about benefit and happiness for all beings as if they have been my kind mothers. From now until samsara is emptied, may I bring about benefit and happiness for all beings as if they have each been my kind mothers. Let's rest the mind. Now we take our first steps into Tantra with our mandala offering. With our mandala offerings, training in loving generosity. To perfect the two accumulations, I offer the body's wealth and splendor of all my lives to the three jewels. To perfect the two accumulations, I offer the body's wealth and splendor of all my lives to the three jewels. To perfect the two accumulations, I offer the body's wealth and splendor of all my lives to the three jewels. And now let us rest the mind. We return to Ana Yoga. Ana Yoga Tantra's energy work. Dorje Semper, inseparable from my Lama, is above the crown of my head. Nectar flows from him, purify my obscurations on Vajrasattva. Control G. So this is 23. Control G, 23. Yes, the screen's going to go nuts. I'll deal with it as quickly as I can. Okay, and now we can get the everything back in sync. Okay, so let's go over here and hit button number 9. Let's review Sutra's right view of emptiness. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever we notice during or previous inhalation, good feel is not graspable as a vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although compelling to the eye is not graspable to the hand. Let's rest in the nature of mind. Let's watch the play of mind and relax into its non-graspable nature. It's time for the third bit of the tripod. Letting go's Mahayoga Tantra, the first vision's leapfrog over circumstantial clinging. We're going to play with 4 sets of 2 contemplations. The first will be extensive and verbal. The second will always be concise and silent. Let's dig in. How is it that as we inhale all common lots or circumstances could appear quite vivid, yet as we relax into our purifying exhalation they could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined paradise or vati of light? Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Now, let us perceive the very turbulent play of mind and relax into its non-graspable nature. Time for letting go's Mahayoga Tantra, the second vision's leapfrog over physical clinging. How is it that as we inhale all common bodies, our forms could feel quite sensual? Yet as we relax into our purifying exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined octopayadam of light. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Now, let us perceive the very turbulent play of mind and then relax into its non-graspable nature. It's time for Letting Go's Mahayoga Tantra. The third vision's leapfrog over interpersonal clinging. How is it that as we inhale the interpersonal experience of common communication, our speech could be quite resounding? Yet as we relax into our purifying exhalation, it could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined mantra of light. Vajra Sarva Hum 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 Let us passively perceive the very turbulent play of mind and then relax. And then relax into mind's non-graspable nature. It's time for Letting Go's Mahayoga Tantra, the fourth vision's leapfrog over mental clinging. How is it that as we inhale, we could perceive mind's common functions clearly? Yet as we relax into our purifying exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined Gyatso bloom of light. Vajra Sarva Hum 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 Om Vajra Salva, 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 Om Vajra Salva. Let us now vulnerably perceive the very turbulent play of mind, and then relax into mind's non-graspable nature. We return to Ana Yoga Tantra's energy work. Dissolving into light, time and mind for mother and father, blend with me and an experience of heart's oneness. Dissolving into light, time and mind, mother and father, blend with me an experience of heart's oneness. Dissolving into light, time in my mother and father, blend with me an experience of heart's oneness. And now let us passively perceive the turbulent play of mind, and then relax into mind's non-graspable nature. Return now to Lama Najor Guru Yoga, beginning with Anu Yoga Tantra's energy work. I am like Norjay Najor in the sky in front of me. My rude Lama appears in the form of Padmakara. How am I like Dorje Naljor in the sky in front of me? My rude Lama appears in the form of Padmakara. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's try that again. How am I like Dorje Naljor in the sky in front of me? My rude Lama could appear in the form of Padmakara. How am I like Dorje Naljor in the sky in front of me? My rude Lama could appear in the form of Padmakara. How am I like Dorje Naljor in the sky in front of me? My rude Lama could appear in the form of Padmakara. Embodiment of all Buddhas of the three types most excellent Rune Lama, I pray to you. Hold me with your compassion in this and future lives, and in the Buddha bless me always throughout the three times. And now let us passively perceive the very turbulent play of mind and then relax into its non-graspable nature. And now it's time for Lam's Maha-Yoga Tantra, wherein we leap over circumstantial contemplation. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have the safety, good fortune, or boon, as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, per land or Vanti. Umahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri Umamahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri Umamahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri Umamahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri Hum Umahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri Umamahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri Umamahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri Umamahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri Hum Umahum Vajra Guru Manmaziri 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 And now let us passively perceive the turbulent play of mind and then relax into mind's non-graspable nature. Time for Love's Mahayoga Tantra, wherein we leap over physical competition. May the bodies of all beings know and enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist thought of the blissful body of a yidam of lore and archetype of enlightenment. Omahum Vajraguru Manmaziri 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 And now, let us passively perceive the turbulent play of mind and relax into mind's non-graspable nature. Now it's time for Love's Mahayoga Tantra's leap over interpersonal competition. May whole relationships of all beings know be as loving and joyful as a real or imagined Buddhist communications symbolized by this 12-syllable mantra. Omahum Vajraguru Manmaziri 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 Omahum Vajra Guru Manmasiri Hum Omahum Vajra Guru Manmasiri Hum Omahum Vajra Guru Manmasiri Hum Omahum Vajra Guru Manmasiri Hum. Let us passively perceive the very turbulent play of mind and then relax into mind's non-graspable nature. We come to Love's Mahayoga Tantra's practice of metaphorically leaping over our tendencies toward be mentally competitive and instead cooperate. May all minds of all beings now be as wise and peaceful as the mind of a Buddha of law symbolized by a one syllable seed bija mantra horticlay dot drop. Om Vajra Guru Mama Siri 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 Om Om Vajra Guru Manmasiri 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 Om. May I receive all the blessings and empowerments of enlightened force, speech, and mind. Hands overhead. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatsita Siri Hum. Hands in your lap. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatsita Siddhi. Palms before your throat. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatsita Siddhi. Palms over your navel. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatsita Siddhi. Palms before your heart. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatsita Siddhi. The Lama dissolves into light and blends with me in our hearts in separability. I behold the true face of the ultimate Lama, the union of intrinsic awareness and emptiness. So place your palms together over the crown of your head. I pray to the protector Amitabha, bless me that I may master the profound path of Pawape. I pray to the protector Amitabha, bless me that I may master the profound path of Pawape. I pray to the protector Amitabha, bless me that I may master the profound path of Pawape. Please place your hands before your heart. I now give my body wealth and virtuous qualities wholeheartedly to all beings, for they have each been like my kind mothers. I now give my body wealth and virtuous qualities wholeheartedly to all beings, for they have each been like my kind mothers. I now give my body wealth and virtuous qualities wholeheartedly to all beings, for they have each been like my kind mothers. Now let us seal this morning's practice with a bit of the old universal love. Without hindrance may I ensure enormous benefit for all beings. Without hindrance may I ensure enormous benefit for all beings. Without hindrance may I ensure enormous benefit for all beings. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel if you wish. In approximately 10 and a third hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, this is the way.